Hi friends, happy St. Patrick's Day. We are going to talk about St. Patrick and how he is the patron saint of Ireland. And we're going to learn a little bit about St. Patrick and what he means to the people of Ireland. And a very important lesson that he taught us with the shamrock. So as you're listening to the story, when we get to the end, we're going to talk about the shamrock again and how it helps us to really understand the idea, how we've talked before about that there are three parts to the God. There's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, but they're all part of one God. And so Patrick used the shamrock to explain that in a very interesting way to people during his time. So go ahead and listen and enjoy the story. St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated each year on March 17th. This holiday is celebrated by the Irish and other people in many parts of the world. They honor St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland. That means that he's very special to Ireland. St. Patrick lived many years ago. He was born in Britain around the year 380 and raised in a Christian family. His parents didn't name him Patrick. Some people believe his name was Maewyn. While still a boy, he was kidnapped and brought to Ireland, where he was made a slave. His captors, this means the people that captured him, forced him to herd sheep. He prayed that God would help him, and 6 years later he escaped. After finally arriving back in Britain, he lived quietly, thought, and prayed. He realized what he wanted to do. He had dreams of returning to Ireland to teach the people about God. He went to France to study religion. In the year 432, the head of the Catholic Church, the Pope, named him Patricius, the Latin name for Patrick. He became a priest and then a bishop. At last, Bishop Patrick's dreams came true. He sailed back to Ireland and began preaching. He built churches and schools all over the country. People noticed his kind ways and trusted him. Bishop Patrick spent the rest of his life caring for the Irish people, and they loved this kind man. People honor Patrick on March 17th because he died on that date in the year 461. Later, the Catholic Church, made him a saint, Saint Patrick, and we know that the saints are special friends of God. Today, many things are done to celebrate this holiday. People go to church to give thanks to St. Patrick for his work in Ireland. People have fun too. They dress in green to honor an ancient Irish custom. Hundreds of years ago, the people of Ireland burned branches with green leaves during the month of March and spread the ashes in the fields to make them fertile and green. That was so things could grow well. To wear green is to honor Ireland, the Emerald Isle. Decorations are put on doors and windows. Shamrocks appear everywhere. The shamrock is a plant that has 3 leaves and looks like a clover. I'll give you a picture of one there. It is a symbol of St. Patrick as well as of Ireland. Leprechauns are remembered on St. Patrick's Day. Long ago, some Irish folks believed in these little magic creatures. It was thought if you caught a leprechaun, you could make him lead you to a pot of gold. Leprechaun comes from the old Irish word leprechaun, meaning wee one. People believed they were only as big as your thumb, this big. There is the shillelagh too. In Ireland, many years ago, there was an old oak forest called Shillelagh. The Irish like to own a sprig of shillelagh, a short oak club from the forest. Often people decorate shillelaghs with green ribbon. The harp is one of the oldest musical instruments and has been popular with the Irish people since early times. It serves as another St. Patrick's Day decoration. So there's the shillelagh from the forest with the green streamers on it. And then there's the harp, and you strum across the strings like this lady is doing, and it makes a beautiful, beautiful music. It almost sounds like a guitar because it's the strings. On St. Patrick's Day, people may give cards to their families and friends. People also make cakes, cookies, and goodies to share with others. Some people give flowers. Others wear green carnations or pin shamrocks to their clothes to celebrate the holiday. There may be St. Patrick's Day plays, too. Some families and friends have quiet times together in remembrance of St. Patrick. Often there are meals to share. St. Patrick's Day parties are given too. It's fun to sing Irish songs, dance Irish jigs, and play Irish games. In many places there are St. Patrick's Day parades. Flags flutter in the wind, pipers and fiddlers play Irish tunes. There are green hats, people in costumes, green banners, and lots of green. The first time St. Patrick's Day was celebrated in the United States was in 1737 in Boston. Each year, the Irish and many other people love to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. For many people, it is a day for worship and for celebration. And if you're not Irish, to just feel a wee bit Irish. Now, this is the part that I love. This is called Legends about St. Patrick. St. Patrick and the Snakes. It is said that St. Patrick got rid of all the snakes in Ireland. By beating his drum, he frightened them into the sea, and today there are no snakes in Ireland. This is the legend, meaning an old story about St. Patrick and the poison. Some people say that a wizard tried to kill St. Patrick by putting poison in his drink. St. Patrick quickly turned it into ice and tossed it from his cup. So you see, there's St. Patrick scaring all the snakes away. And then there's the poison coming out of the cup like a big chunk of ice. St. Patrick and his cloak. It is said that St. Patrick had a friend who borrowed his cloak. There was a big fire when the friend was staying, but he was not hurt because he was wearing St. Patrick's cloak. And there he is wearing the cloak, and there's the fire, but it saved him. Now this is the one about St. Patrick and the shamrock. St. Patrick used the shamrock to explain to people about the Holy Trinity. That's the fancy word for the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That it's one God in three divine beings, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Growing at his feet was a shamrock. He used this plant to explain 3 in 1. One stem with 3 leaves. This legend is St. Patrick and the fish. Another legend is that each year on March 17th, the fish rise from the sea. They pass before St. Patrick's altar in Ireland and then disappear back into the sea. So there's a legend that they fly out across his altar. And St. Patrick and the sunset. It is said that the sun didn't set when St. Patrick died and that it shone in the sky for 12 days and nights. So there's a picture of it, that the sun never went down for 12 days when St. Patrick died. Okay, so what I do want to talk to you about now is I want to talk to you about the shamrock. So St. Patrick picked a shamrock from the ground to explain to people about the Holy Trinity, the 3 divine persons in one God. And he said that the shamrock has 3 parts. So if you can see, they kind of look like hearts turned in and then one stem. What you're going to do is you're going to color in the 3 parts to the shamrock. What color? Exactly. You're going to color them in green. Then you're going to cut them out and you're going to glue them onto the shamrock to show the 3 parts. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and one stem. And so you're going to glue the stem down at the bottom for God, and then you're going to take each of the 3 hearts and color them in green too. Then you're going to cut them out, and then you're going to place them like a puzzle onto the shamrock. So you're going to make your own shamrock to show the Holy Trinity as well. So Mom and Dad are getting this in their email tomorrow morning.